Sumerian civilization. The Sumerians are considered the earliest known civilization, emerging in southern Mesopotamia around 4500 BCE in what is now Iraq. They lived between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, a region often called the cradle of civilization. What made the Sumerians unique was their creation of the first true cities, such as Uruk, Ur, and Eridu. These were not just settlements, but organized urban centers with temples, markets, and social classes. One of their greatest achievements was the invention of cuneiform, one of the first writing systems, originally used for record-keeping, but later for literature and laws. They also developed irrigation systems to control river flooding, allowing agriculture to flourish in an otherwise unpredictable environment. Their innovations in mathematics, including the base 60 system, still influence how we measure time today. Sumerian religion was centered around many gods, and massive temple structures called ziggurats dominated their cities. Ancient Egyptian civilization. Ancient Egypt developed around 3100 BCE along the Nile River, whose predictable flooding made farming reliable and sustained a stable society for thousands of years. Egyptian civilization was deeply tied to religion, with pharaohs believed to be divine rulers acting as intermediaries between gods and humans. This belief system drove the construction of massive monuments like the pyramids, especially the Great Pyramid of Giza. Egyptians made major advances in medicine, engineering, and writing, using hieroglyphics to record everything from religious texts to administrative records. Their knowledge of anatomy came from mummification practices, which were designed to preserve the body for the afterlife. Society was highly structured, with clear roles for priests, scribes, artisans, and farmers. The Nile served not only as a source of food but also as a transportation route, uniting Upper and Lower Egypt into one powerful kingdom. Indus Valley Civilization. The Indus Valley Civilization emerged around 2600 BCE in the region that is now Pakistan and northwest India. It is one of the most mysterious ancient civilizations because, unlike others, its writing system has not yet been deciphered. Cities like Harappa and Mohenjo-Daro were incredibly advanced for their time, featuring grid-based layouts, standardized brick construction, and sophisticated drainage systems that suggest a strong emphasis on sanitation and urban planning. There is little evidence of large palaces or monuments, which may indicate a more equal society compared to other ancient civilizations. Trade was a major part of their economy, with evidence showing connections to Mesopotamia. Despite their advancements, the civilization declined around 1900 BCE, possibly due to climate change, shifting rivers, or other environmental factors. Ancient Chinese civilization. Ancient Chinese civilization began along the Yellow River around 2000 BCE and is one of the longest-lasting civilizations in history. Early dynasties like the Xia, Shang, and Zhou laid the foundation for Chinese culture, politics, and philosophy. The Shang dynasty is known for its bronze work and early writing system, which evolved into modern Chinese characters. The Zhou dynasty introduced the concept of the mandate of heaven, which justified the rule of emperors based on their ability to govern well. This idea shaped Chinese politics for centuries. Ancient China also gave rise to influential philosophies such as Confucianism and Taoism, which emphasized harmony, ethics, and balance. Technological innovations included silk production, early forms of paper, and advanced agricultural techniques. Society was hierarchical, but education and moral conduct were highly valued. Ancient Greek civilization. Ancient Greek civilization flourished around 800 BCE in the Mediterranean region and is known for its profound influence on Western culture. Greece was made up of independent city-states, the most famous being Athens and Sparta. Athens is often credited as the birthplace of democracy, where citizens could participate in decision-making. Sparta, in contrast, was a militaristic society focused on discipline and strength. Greek thinkers like Socrates, Plato, and Aristotle laid the foundations of philosophy, science, and logic. The Greeks also excelled in art, architecture, and literature, producing works like epic poems and dramatic plays that are still studied today. Their achievements in mathematics and astronomy further advanced human understanding of the world. Religion played a central role, with gods like Zeus and Athena believed to influence daily life. Persian civilization. The Persian Empire rose around 550 BCE under the leadership of Cyrus the Great and became one of the largest empires in ancient history. It stretched from the Indus Valley to Egypt and parts of Europe. What set the Persians apart was their approach to governance. Instead of forcing their culture on conquered peoples, they allowed local traditions and religions to continue, which helped maintain stability across their vast territory. The empire was divided into provinces called satrapies, each governed by officials who reported to the king. The royal road connected distant parts of the empire, enabling fast communication and trade. Persian society valued order, justice, and infrastructure, and their administrative systems influenced future empires. Their religion, Zoroastrianism, introduced ideas about good and evil that would later influence other major religions. Roman civilization. Roman civilization began as a small city-state around 753 BCE and grew into a massive empire that dominated the Mediterranean world. Rome's strength came from its military organization, political structure, and ability to adapt ideas from other cultures, especially the Greeks. The Roman Republic introduced systems of governance that inspired modern democracies, including elected officials and a senate. Later, the Roman Empire centralized power under emperors. Romans were exceptional engineers, building roads, aqueducts, and monumental structures like the Colosseum. Their legal system became the foundation for many modern laws. Latin, the language of Rome, influenced many languages spoken today. Despite its power, the empire eventually declined due to internal conflicts, economic troubles, and invasions, leading to its fall in the West in 476 CE. Mayan civilization. The Maya civilization developed in Mesoamerica around 2000 BCE and reached its peak between 250 and 900 CE. They built impressive city-states such as Tikal and Chichen Itza, known for their pyramids and temples. The Maya made significant contributions to astronomy and mathematics, including the use of zero, which was rare in ancient times. Their calendar system was highly accurate and used to track time and religious events. Writing was done using hieroglyphs, which recorded historical events and royal lineages. Society was organized into city-states ruled by kings, often competing with one another. Religion was deeply important, involving rituals and ceremonies to honor gods associated with nature and the cosmos. Aztec civilization. The Aztec civilization rose in central Mexico in the 14th century and built their capital, Tenochtitlan, on an island in Lake Texcoco. The city was one of the largest in the world at the time, featuring canals, causeways, and impressive architecture. The Aztecs were skilled farmers using chinampas or floating gardens to grow crops in the lake. Their society was highly structured, with a powerful military that expanded their empire through conquest. Religion played a central role, with gods requiring offerings and sacrifices to maintain balance in the universe. Despite their strength, the Aztec Empire fell in the early 16th century after the arrival of Spanish conquistadors. Inca civilization. The Inca Empire emerged in the Andes Mountains of South America in the 15th century and became the largest empire in the Americas before European contact. Their capital, Cusco, was the center of a vast network connected by roads stretching thousands of kilometers. The Incas are known for their engineering skills, building terraces for farming on steep mountains and constructing stone structures without mortar such as Machu Picchu. They did not have a written language, but used a system of knotted strings called quipu to keep records. The empire was highly organized, with a strong central government and labor system that required citizens to contribute to public projects. Their society emphasized community and shared resources. Babylonian civilization. The Babylonians rose to power in Mesopotamia after the Sumerians, with their peak around 1800 BCE under King Hammurabi. Babylon became a major cultural and economic center. Hammurabi is best known for creating one of the earliest written legal codes, which established clear rules and consequences for society. This code helped maintain order and is often remembered for the principle of an eye for an eye. The Babylonians also made advances in mathematics and astronomy, developing methods to track time and predict celestial events. Their contributions built upon earlier Sumerian knowledge and influenced future civilizations. Hittite civilization. The Hittites lived in Anatolia, modern-day Turkey, around 1600 BCE and were one of the major powers of the ancient Near East. They are especially known for their use of iron, which gave them a military advantage over rivals who still relied on bronze. The Hittites built a strong kingdom with a well-organized government and legal system. Their culture blended influences from neighboring regions, and they played a key role in shaping the political landscape of their time. Eventually, their civilization declined around 1200 BCE, likely due to invasions and internal instability.